Kanji are often a massive roadblock for people interested in learning Japanese, but once you know how kanji actually work, it becomes much easier than you would expect. Despite this, in my experience, many Japanese learners don't even seem to bother with studying this topic at all. In this video, I'll show you how kanji actually work, how you can use this knowledge to your advantage while studying Japanese, and by the end, you'll understand why the Among Us kanji is actually an imposter. Seriously, this is useful knowledge, so you want to know it. So kanji is an entire writing system with its own rules and patterns. You have to think of it as a system that you have to learn, not as a set of 2,000 or 3,000 characters to learn individually, one by one. Learn it as a system. Okay, so the first two kinds of kanji are pretty straightforward. Pictographs, like it's a drawing of the crescent moon. It's a picture of a tree, water, river, the drawings. You got it. Okay, there's indicative logographs, which kind of depict what they mean, but in a different kind of way, like metaphorically, like up. 3, it's 3 lines, it means 3. Apparently the Tetris kanji aren't considered this. I don't know what's up with that. It's a rare kanji type, so don't really worry about it. Okay, the next kind. What's in this picture? Clearly, it's a man resting on a tree. Clearly. It's a compound ideograph. This is the third kind of kanji. This is a bigger one, too. And as you can see, the character for rest is just the character for person plus the character for tree. So if you can figure out how they combine, which can be difficult because you have to put yourself in the mindset of someone 5,000 years ago in ancient China. But if you can do that, and if you're good at it, then this can help you out a little bit. Okay, so what's up with the man? The kanji for person looks like that. But then it's like all squished or something. I don't know. And the character for rest. I don't know what's up with that. Kanji change shape as parts of other kanji. It just kind of happens. Get used to it. 20 common parts make up half of the 2,136 Joyo kanji. And another 31 make up another 25%. So like about 50 kana, you already got those down probably. And now you're getting 75% of 2,000 kanji with the same number of things you got to learn. So it's really not that bad if you understand how those things work. And many kanji parts are just other kanji, which you're already going to know. Like this character for person. You already know person, so you got that. Okay, so here's a bunch of kanji that change. We already went over person. Water becomes a splash with 3 dashes on the left. In fancy fonts, it's a fancy splash. Crazy. Hands loses a finger. Heart, mind, they like squish it. I don't know. Grass becomes just the top part. Sword, knife becomes just 2 lines. Fire can be like a sizzle at the bottom or like squished in. Eat, this is like a little dash. You can probably not even tell, but it is different. Dog, this is a big one. It's like laying on its side. I don't know. But it's in a ton of animal kanji. Other kanji that change. Clothes, I don't know. They like hung it up in the closet. I'm not sure. Bamboo, they squish at the top. Show, indicate. I don't know. They like slam that to the left. I don't know. Sickness, it just becomes the outer part and then the inner part gets replaced by whatever the disease is. There's other exceptions, but they're way less common. And there are other kanji components that are not standalone kanji themselves. Have fun learning those. Those are annoying. Japanese uses unsimplified kanji sometimes. You can deal with it. By the time you get to seeing a lot of those, you'll know how they work probably. Okay, so here's where kanji gets more complicated, but this is also the most important thing because the vast majority of kanji are keisei, phono-semantic kanji. One part of them is a meaning, one part of them is a pronunciation. Usually the left side is the meaning and the right side is the pronunciation. It could be top and bottom, inside, outside, or some other arrangement, but left and right is like super common. For example, this character, the left side is the water splash, the right side is the sen from sensei. It means to wash, which you do with water. So the water is a hint at the meaning, and it's pronounced sen. So it's basically exactly what we thought it was, and you didn't even know that before. So the phonetic part mainly applies to the Chinese words. For example, in brainwash, it has the sen pronunciation. But in Japanese, there's a different pronunciation. But just being able to guess the pronunciation is huge, because if you see a kanji you don't know, all you need to know is the pronunciation to type it up on your keyboard and look it up. Or if you're doing your Anki card reviews, you can look at the part and you can see, oh, that's the phonetic component. And I got the pronunciation for free from that, and you can remember super easily. Okay, so this is where it all comes together with the Among Us kanji. It looks identical to meat. When it's a kanji component, that is. And it looks so similar, they got confused, and now they write it the exact same way, and it's just literally the same usually as the moon kanji. So now the moon kanji uses a lot of kanji, but it doesn't mean moon, and that's when it's an imposter. And you can see in these, it retains the meaning of flesh. In this case, human flesh. These are body part kanji. arm, elbow, brain. Name them. Okay. And that's basically it. You can do the rest as long as you keep practicing reading in Japanese. You'll see all the patterns. You see how they get used and how they get squished together, moved around, and what they end up meaning. You'll see the patterns. Your brain's really good at that. You can go on Wiktionary if you're ever confused or think a kanji looks interesting. They have a huge write-up on like every kanji ever. I don't know how they did that. There's so many, but they did it. Here's an example of a drawing of a turtle seen from the side and from above. Okay. And don't learn to write kanji. That's a waste of time unless you live in Japan. Don't use Chinese fonts by mistake. They look a little bit different. It'll just make you confusing. I'll link in the description a website that'll show you how to fix your font. Go past Kanken. I don't know. Like and subscribe for more kanji content. See ya.